What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And the Phillies do actually win a game against Chicago White Sox. It's actually possible. It is physically possible for them to beat the Chicago White Sox. I'm just as surprised as you are. They win by a score of 6-3, which was actually 6-0. But Daniel Roberts comes in and can't pitch with a 6-run lead, and he allows 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and one of those being a 2-run shot with 2 outs, which was just jeez. Jeez. Why? Why can't you pitch with a fucking 6-0 lead and just have a clean inning? I don't know why that's not, like, physically possible for, Daniel Robert to do. I just don't know why he can do it. It's weird. Crazy things. Crazy things as my, OBS is doing some... It's probably because of the VPN, isn't it? Okay, yep, that's definitely the reason why. We fixed it, though. We definitely fixed it. OBS is back. OBS is back. Is the stream back, people? We good? We good? Hopefully we are. Yes, we are. Okay, good. Let's see. Yep. I think OBS was being interrupted by the VPN I was using. So I had to turn the VPN off and go to the regular Wi-Fi. So now I know that for future purposes when streaming through OBS. But back to the Phillies game. Kyle Schwarber hit an absolute moonshot. Brandon Marsh had a good offensive day at the plate. They scored 4 runs, 2 of those off of sac flies. You got a runner on second and third base. Sac fly for Otto Kemp. Sac fly for Max Kepler. Both of those guys get the runs home. I was very surprised that Brandon Marsh, it was a shallow fly ball. I was very surprised that he tried to go home. Should have been out, but that is also the Chicago White Sox for you, a team that you struggled to beat yesterday. So it definitely was more of a better offensive showing. Yeah, I understand the later few innings, the offense really did nothing the rest of the game. Jesus Luzardo was fine today. He had a bounce-back start. He went 7 shutout innings, so good for him. He did get out of a couple of jams. The defense did help him in certain instances as well. So, got away with some things, but he still managed to go 7 shutout innings, but still, most people will take away from Luzardo's start is that it's against the White Sox, and that's probably one of the right things to do until he can prove that he can have some consistent starts. So, we'll see. I'm having audio issues? Am I having audio issues? Is my audio fine here? I don't know. Am I having audio issues, people? Everything has been, like, really weird since I had the VPN on, and I turned it off. So, is that the reason? Are we good here? Is the audio good? I had one person here with the audio problems. Is the audio fine? I apologize for all the weirdness. I probably should have realized that a VPN would have disrupted everything here. It says everything on YouTube is fine on this end, so hopefully, and when I turn the volume on, my mic sounds fine on the stream itself. So, maybe it's just a you thing. I was lagging a little bit earlier. I did turn off the VPN, so it did help. It's weird that so during today's game, I live streamed on Playback TV and had some people join in. Franco was one of the people that was in the chat, and I used the VPN during that, and I had no issues with the streaming, so maybe it's just an OBS thing. It's probably just an OBS thing. So, it was a good time. Watch the game live, and you guys can definitely join in future purposes if you have MLB.TV. You sign up for a free Playback TV account, and you just connect your MLB TV there, and you can join in and watch the stream and watch the Phillies game live with me. So, it's definitely, had a couple of guys in here. Franco was in there, like I said. Ray, who sometimes is in the chat on a very rare occasion, he joined in on that. So it definitely was a very good time. So I'll definitely put that in the link in the description for future uses, and we'll definitely have some future live streams during the games for all that stuff to make it look better, because it definitely felt better than just doing a live stream on YouTube and you just looking at my face while I'm watching the game and you not really having any other substance besides that. At least for that purpose, you'll have my face and the game at the same time on the stream. So it's hopefully something that was there. So This game, I mean, for tomorrow's game in that aspect, will they win tomorrow with Taijuan Walker on the mound? Will the offense score more? I mean, they probably will because they really don't show up in the first game, then they win the next 2 games, then it'll just end up being a series win, and that's what everybody will take at the end of the day. Probably will be the case. Then you go to the trade deadline, and we'll see what happens from there. But overall today, the only real issues I had with this game was just Daniel Robert. That was basically it. Offensively, they looked much better. They hit a lot more in this game. They definitely did. They had 9 hits. Top of your lineup definitely produced a lot more as well. Trey Turner 2 for 5. Schwarber had a good game, 2 for 4 with a 2-run shot and also a double in this game. Bryce Harper, he went 1 for 3. JT Realmuto went 1 for 4. Castellanos had a sac fly in this game. Brandon Marsh went 2 for 4. Kepler had a sac fly. Kemp had a sac fly. Stott went 1 for 4. So everybody did have their contributions to the offense in today's game. 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position, so the long ball by Schwarber and Marsh did help out that much. And if you look at Jesus Luzardo's stat line, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts on 90 pitches. So definitely a much better start from the Jesus Luzardo experience. Jordan Romano actually had a clean inning in the bottom of the 8th inning, and then Robert was just bad. Robert was just bad in the bottom of the 9th inning, allowing 3 runs. So that was basically it. And I'm sure everybody in Philadelphia fandom was holding their teeth like, oh God, is Robert actually going to blow this? Are the Phillies actually going to have to, bring out another bullpen arm, one of their higher leverage bullpen arms, just to fucking close the game out? You know what I mean? So, yes, Julian, I understand you're not happy with the offense going dead after the 3rd inning. I understand that. You are the pain in the ass, like you say earlier in the chat, but that's why we love you. They were fine. They weren't going to score 20 billion runs. They just weren't. They scored 6 runs. That's enough to beat the Chicago White Sox. Fine with it. So, I got a Schwarber. Marsh had a good game. It was a fine game. It was a fine game. I think we're all just tired of the offense. I think we're all just tired of the lineup in general. So I think that's where more of the frustration is coming out of. Julian. They scored 2 runs in that top of the 2nd inning with the 2 sac flies by Kepler and Kemp. Castellanos had the walk. Marsh had the double. Those 2 sac flies bring the runs home. Top of the 3rd, Turner with a leadoff double. Schwarber hits a 2-run shot. JT Realmuto actually had a single. And then Brandon Marsh hit his 2-run shot with 2 outs, made it 6-0. And that was basically it. Turner had a single in the top of the 4th. Harper had an infield single in the top of the 5th. Top of the 6th, he went down 1, 2, 3. Top of the 7th, Schwarber had a double. Harper had a walk. He didn't come to score. Top 8, he went down 1, 2, 3. Top 9, Stott had a double. Nothing else happened there. You know what I mean? So it was a fine game. It was just a fine game. So that was basically it. Pitching wise, Luzardo was fine. Romano was fine. Robert was the only thing that really sucked because can't come into the 9th inning and just pitch with a 4 fucking run lead. Not a 6 run lead. I don't know why he can't. It's just stupid. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah. There's really not much else with this game. I know. The stream really feels lackluster because obviously the lag at the beginning with the VPN, and then I'm just tired from streaming the game. So that definitely is a lackluster thing. It's really just, still looking at trade rumors and all that stuff, because there definitely was something that was popping up during the game, which was during the Twins-Boston Red Sox game that Johan Duran was hugging some of his guys in the bullpen, and people were eating that up, say like, oh, he's hugging people, he has his stuff, he has his equipment, is he just going to leave the game? And he's probably getting traded, and all of us were eating that up, obviously. And then one of the Twins insiders said, like, nah, hold your horses. He normally just does that every game. And then Jeff Passan basically reiterated that as well. Everybody was waiting for the Jeff Passan thing, so that's basically it there. So I'm sure Duran will get traded at some point, but obviously it's not going to be a today type of thing. And still, we see the same stuff with, like, the bullpen arms the Phillies are interested in, and we still hear the reports about Suarez. We still hear the reports about Kwan and all that stuff, and Luis Robert as well. So the Phillies are just tied to so many names. So I still can't get a gauge on what they're doing. I really can't. We just got to wait until what happens if they do anything after tomorrow afternoon's game, or they wait until deadline day on Thursday. So that's normally when most stuff happens with Dave Dombrowski. He makes the trades on deadline day. That's just what it is. So we're most likely just gonna have to wait, unless something does happen tonight, which I'm not expecting it to be. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What else is there? Don't think there's anything else on the Twitterverse. No, I don't think there's anything else on the Twitterverse from in terms of rumors. This is talking about Charlie Morton from John Heyman, which no one cares about Charlie Morton, but for some reason teams are interested in Charlie Morton. What else is there? What else? What else? What else? What else? Isn't this on The Athletic as well? No, it's New York Post. Is there anything else? Of course, it's fucking try it for free. No, I don't want to read anything. I don't want to subscribe to a freaking paper service and all that crap. I'm sure it's the same rumors that we always hear about certain players. So it's really not going to be anything new. It's not going to be anything new. So it's a wait and see process. It's a wait and see until something happens process. So who knows? What else is there? So with tomorrow's game, it's Taijuan Walker on the mound. Going up against, I have no idea. Going up against Adrian Hauser. Hauser has actually been very good for the White Sox this year, 6-2 with a 2.10 ERA. So take that for what you will. Is Hauser going to be traded before tomorrow's game? Most likely not. But I wouldn't be shocked if he dominates the Phillies. But let's see, his last couple of starts. His last start against the Cubs, allowed 3 earned runs, 6 2/3 innings. Against the Pirates, he went 4 1/3 innings, allowed 3 earned runs with 10 hits, 1 earned run against Toronto, no earned runs against Colorado. So most likely he is going to dominate the Phillies. That is what I'm reading at right here. And Taijuan Walker is on the mound for the Phillies. So who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Even ESPN has the matchup in favor of the Chicago White Sox just because of the pitching matchup, most likely. Oh, God. Oh, God. So that's tomorrow, 2:10. Then you get the off day on Thursday for the trade deadline, and then you have the weekend series with the Detroit Tigers with the top 3 in your bullpen in your starting rotation pitching against Detroit. Ranger Suarez pitches Friday against Tarek Skubal, so that'll be interesting. Zach Wheeler on Saturday against Jack Flaherty, and then Christopher Sanchez on Sunday against Troy Melton. So we'll see where that takes us. We'll see where that takes us. But we still got to wait and see what happens with the trade deadline. Still got to wait and see what happens there. Anything else? No. No, there's nothing else here in terms of trade rumors. Something with the Milwaukee Brewers, Jackson Chourio left the game with hamstring spasms. So that is interesting to look out for the Milwaukee Brewers. Also, Andrew Vaughn has been on an absolute tear for them ever since going on, or either getting traded there or being a waiver pickup. I forget what he was, but he's been their replacement first baseman because of Rhys Hoskins' injury, and he has been on an absolute tear, to say the least. He has been on an absolute tear, and maybe that's just something to say that you leave the White Sox, you're going to find success. Maybe that's the case, but who knows? Maybe that is the case. If you guys want an update on the New York Mets and San Diego game, the Padres are winning 1-0 currently, going into the top of the 4th, it looks like. Let's see what happened in this game. That the Padres have a 1-0 lead. RBI single for Jackson Merrill, it looks like. Yep. Brewers will be bounced in the first round like they always do. Yeah, there's really not much else to go with this game. A lot of the stuff happened early. Jesus Luzardo was solid. And then that's basically it. Daniel Roberts sucks. So there's really not much else. until we find some more rumors about the trade deadline that we'll hear the same stuff about for the next couple of days until moves actually happen. So it's a wait and see process, boys. It's a wait and see process. But streaming the game live on that playback TV was actually pretty fun. It was pretty cool, pretty experience. So that'll definitely be a very interesting thing if they do like find ways to get permissions to use how to find ways for people to stream NFL games in the NHL, because they do allow MLB, obviously, since you connect your MLB TV account and in the NBA. So that'll be interesting to see if that's the case. If they do eventually find a way to get those other two leagues, the NHL and the NFL, because that'll be very fun if we can do weekly Eagles watch parties. That would be fun to do. That'd be very fun in that instance. But yeah, I'll definitely leave the link in the description below for playback.tv so you guys can hop in whenever I do another stream. I definitely don't know when I'm going to do it next. It's obviously not going to be tomorrow afternoon, just because editing purposes, I'll have to do some work tomorrow, because Russ will most likely be alive around when the Phillies game starts. Who knows? Whatever with Brodes and all that crap. And also, it's just the afternoon and all that stuff, so we'll just wait. We're just going to have to wait. But yeah, it definitely is a very good time. And also, it's a free website to sign up for. You don't have to pay for anything. And if you have an MLB.TV account, you can connect to the account. And then when you join my stream, you can watch the game along with me. And if you don't have MLB.TV, you could still join the stream. You'll just see a scoreboard below my face. So it won't show you the game. It'll just show you the scoreboard of the game. And that's basically what it is. So we'll see. We'll see. But it was a very good time. Hopefully people will tune in more next time when we do it again. And as I'm looking at the schedule, I'm just trying to debate what games could we possibly do. Maybe we could do the first game after the trade deadline against Detroit. That would be an interesting game to see. If the Phillies do make a big move, we can watch those guys make their debuts with the Phillies, possibly. What else? We got Detroit. There's a series against Baltimore, Texas. Maybe one of those Texas games, since one's an 8 o'clock game, one's a 7 o'clock game. There's Cincinnati, Washington, Seattle. The New York games definitely would be interesting. They're all 7 o'clock games, and it's also against the Mets, so we could probably do that. Braves, Brewers, Marlins, Mets again. Dodgers, the West Coast games, those late games, we could probably do those as well. Those always would be a very intrigue since it's late at night. So it's a play-by-ear process. Play it by ear process. So, like I keep saying, we'll see what happens when we do get there. But yeah, I think had a very long day of staring at this computer for a very long time with the live streaming. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in, as you always do. All you guys that comment here in the comments section, as always. It's just Julian right now, back and forth, and Michael just sharing their complaints about the team, which are very valid complaints. I don't blame you guys for the complaining. I don't blame you guys whatsoever. They're all very valid. All very valid. So, we'll see what happens. We'll be here after tomorrow afternoon's game. And I am planning on doing something for the trade deadline. Most likely will be a live stream during the day, just to see where things are going at and see what breaking news happens and all that stuff. So we'll see. So you guys will just look out for that. We'll be back here tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. And also check me out over on playback.tv. Whenever I do go live, I will also send you guys updates on when I go live as well. You'll probably see it in the subscription feed. You'll see it on my Twitter account as well. So definitely go check those out. So appreciate you guys for tuning in for the entirety of today.